Is it just me, or are upcoming shoujo and romance anime getting more and more exciting lately? We're seeing them expand into areas that used to be so rare, like kingdom settings, fairy tale vibes, magical worlds, even romance with emotional depth and intrigue. These anime aren't just pretty to look at anymore. They feel richer, cozier, and more inspiring. And that's why in this video, I want to share the upcoming 2026 titles I'm most excited about, so we can look forward to them together. Heart-fluttering Excel, romance meets Nihongo. Before that, if you love visual novel story-rich or otome games, or if you want to learn Japanese with otome games and experience some heart-fluffy romance, I suggest you to subscribe to this channel because you are in the right place. Let us start with Goodbye Lara. The first time I discovered this anime and watched the trailer, I was honestly in awe. As a fan of Disney princess stories, the idea of adapting The Little Mermaid into anime? Gosh, let me in. It follows the story of a mermaid who wishes to be loved by a human but tragically dies. She is reincarnated 200 years later in Lei Biwa, modern-day Japan. Watching her being so clueless about things like smartphones and cars just feels so refreshing. We never got to see Ariel stunned like that, right? And on top of that, she's about to find love in this modern era. Isn't she just so cute with that sparkle in her eyes? The premise feels magical, retro, and unique all at once. Honestly, I can't wait to see how this anime turns out. After something so magical and dreamy like Goodbye Lara, let's switch gears a little into something that made me laugh the moment I discovered it. And that is My Stepmother and Stepsisters Aren't Wicked. Yep, this is Cinderella's story with a twist. Instead of focusing on Cinderella and the prince, this one actually follows her own family. So we have Mia, the illegitimate child of a big prominent family, and after her mom passes away, of course she's convinced her new life is going to be full of misery, evil stepmom, evil stepsisters, basically the worst Cinderella nightmare. But surprise, the stepmom and stepsisters are actually sweet to her? Like, what? That is such a brilliant twist. Who even thought of flipping the story like this? But yeah, just look at their faces. They totally look wicked enough to be misunderstood. I have no idea where the story will take us, but I'm guessing it will dive more into family dynamics and maybe even tug on our heartstrings a little. Still, with that kind of setup, I just know it's gonna be such a fun ride full of comedy, and I'm so curious to see how it will turn out. From comedy and family twists, now we're stepping into something completely different. Dreams, passion, and the beauty of chasing what you love. This next one isn't a series, it's actually a film. Little de Paris and Fleur. And the premise instantly touched my heart. Set in the early 90s, it follows two Japanese girls, Fujiko, who dreams of becoming a painter, and Chizuru, who's passionate about ballet. After meeting in Yokohama, fate brings them together again in Paris, where they chase their dreams side by side. I just love stories like this, where characters are reaching for something bigger than themselves. There's something so magical and inspiring about seeing their dedication, the sweat, the struggles, and yet that sparkle in their eyes as they keep going. It makes you want to root for them with all your heart. Maybe it's because I'm also chasing my own dreams, but watching them fight for theirs feels extra personal to me. I can already tell this movie will be emotional, inspiring, and maybe even make me cry. Honestly, I can't wait to see it, and I feel like it's going to remind us all of the beauty of holding onto what we truly want, no matter how hard the journey gets. We've already had a Cinderella story focusing on family, but how about a Japanese-style Ayakashi Cinderella? Yup, the next anime is Demon Bride. In this world, Ayakashi and humans coexist, and sometimes these beautiful, powerful beings choose human women as their brides. Our heroine Yuzu is constantly compared to her sister, who's already a demon fox bride, and her family treats her terribly. One day, when she finally breaks down, a man suddenly appears on a bridge and calls her his wife. And the way he says it in the teaser, finally I found you, my bride. I've missed you. Oh, literal chills. Does that mean he's known her from long ago? From what I've read, he's only kind to Yuzu, which honestly, isn't that the perfect thing ever? And on top of that, he's voiced by Umehara Yuichiro. That deep voice just hits so perfectly for this vibe. I can already feel that mix of possessive and protective energy from him, and I'm dying to see how he will deal with the way her family has treated her. It's gonna be exciting, intense, and I just can't wait. So yeah, Demon Bride looks intense, dramatic, and exciting. But what if I told you the next anime is a total classic where the heroine disguises herself as a boy just to be with her crush? Yep, I'm talking about Hana Kimi. I've heard just how popular the series was, so finally getting an anime adaptation after 20 years honestly feels like such a blessing. I couldn't be happier for all the fans who've been waiting. The story follows Mizuki Ashiya, who becomes completely enamored with Sano after seeing him at a high jump competition. She adored him so much that she even disguised herself as a boy just to attend his all-boys school. To her surprise, she not only ends up as Sano's classmate, but also his roommate. But here's the twist. Sano has quit high jumping and refused to pick up the sport again for some unknown reason. And as Mizuki settles into school life, an accident reveals her secret identity to the school doctor, Hokuto Umeda, and to Sano himself. That alone already caught my attention. I can just imagine so many heart-pounding moments where Mizuki's disguise is at risk, and the tension of how the boys will react around her. Plus, I'm so curious about why Sano decided to quit. Was it an injury? Something deeper? I need to know. This anime just gives me strong healing vibes, like it's going to be fun, sweet, and full of moments that make your heart race. Honestly, I can't wait. And if you're already a Hana Kimi fan, please tell me down below what makes this series so special to you. The next anime is one I've been dying to see ever since I finished season 1. I even still loop the ending song because that's how much I love the vibe of this series. It's Anyway I'm Falling in Love with You Season 2. This story follows Mizuho, a high schooler with 4 childhood friends she thought she would always stay just friends with. But on her 17th birthday, Kisuki suddenly asked her to be his girlfriend. And to make things even more complicated, the other 3 boys have fallen for her too. Now, at first, you might think, just another her first harem. But seriously, it's so much more than that, guys. Because these boys aren't just random love interests, they are childhood friends who deeply treasure Mizuho and each other. That makes every choice feel way more personal and emotional. Season 1 honestly had me clenching my heart after every episode, and that cliffhanger ending, it made me desperate for season 2. The friendship, the way they protect and care for each other, is just so heartwarming. I can't wait to see how it all ends. I just want everyone to be happy. We just saw a story full of friendship and bittersweet romance, but now, what if your whole world revolves around your idol, and suddenly you get to know their hidden side? Yes, it's Damon's B-side. So this one tells the story of the idol group F-Ace, am I saying that right? Who suddenly skyrocketed in popularity thanks to their leader, Tamon. He's handsome, wild, talented, the whole package. Then we have Utage, a 17-year-old fan whose entire life basically revolves around supporting Tamon. But here's the twist. While working her part-time job, she gets assigned to a client with the same name. At first she thinks, it's just a coincidence, until she comes face to face with the actual Tamon himself. And the shock doesn't stop there. Turns out, the charismatic superstar is actually a gloomy, insecure guy with 0 friends. What a surprise! And honestly, that's what makes this premise so exciting. Usually when we see 2 sides of an idol, it's like cool and kind on the outside but rude behind the scenes. But here we get gloomy, awkward Tamon who only shows this hidden side to Utage. Isn't that just the most adorable thing ever? Plus, I can't wait to see how the other FA's members react. Like, imagine their cool image suddenly clashing with gloomy Tamon behind the scenes. Oh, the comedy, the sweetness, the romance. I just know this is gonna be hilarious and heart-melting at the same time. I seriously can't wait. Tamon gave us the whole double identity chaos, but the next one, it's the kind that will make your heart race in the sweetest way. I'm talking about In the Clear Moonlit Dust. So this one tells the story of Yui, who's always been called the school's prince because of her cool boyish charm, and she's like super chill about it, living her life normally. But then, bam! Another prince of the school, Kohaku, shows up and calls her beautiful. Like, imagine that. You've always been seen as the prince and suddenly someone looks at you and goes, "You're beautiful." Oh my god, I would melt on the spot. Yui gets all flustered because he's literally the first guy who acknowledged her as a girl. And no matter how much she tries to distance herself, Kohaku just keeps going after her. Oh my god, the tension, the butterflies, the chaos, it's so good. Honestly, I can already picture myself squealing, screaming, and kicking my feet at every scene. This series just screams fluttering romance, and I know I won't survive watching it. Back with the magical fairy tale vibes, the next anime is Campinon Witch. Deep within the black forest filled with poisonous mushrooms lives Luna, a witch whose very skin is deadly to touch. Though feared as a black witch in a kingdom ruled by white witches, she still risks herself to deliver medicine to the nearby city, only to watch from afar as people accept her gifts but never her presence. Her huge mushroom-shaped house already feels so enchanting, like something straight out of storybook, and Luna kind of reminds me of Cardia from Code Realize, a girl whose body is also too dangerous to touch. That similarity alone makes my heart ache for her. She's kind but unbearably lonely, helping people who never truly accept her, living quietly among animals yet longing for human warmth. It's bittersweet, and I can't help but root for her happiness. If this fairy tale is heading where I hope, we might just witness one of the most moving stories yet. Alright, last but definitely not the least, this one's not exactly shoujo, it's technically shonen, but I had to include it here because yes, it has romance. This is Mao, adapted from Rumiko Takahashi, the legend behind Inuyasha. It follows Nanoka, a girl who slips through a portal into the Taisho era and is saved from a terrifying yokai by an exorcist named Mao. Back in her own time, she realized she's gained strange new powers and returns to the past for answers. There, she's drawn into Mao's investigation of brutal murders and discover he's cursed by a cat demon named Yoki. Even his word carries that curse, doomed for anyone else who tries to wield it. But when Mao's life is on the line, Nanoka picks it up and fights. After I watched the trailer, gosh, the story looks insane. Like the tension, the action, the mystery, the mix of reality and fantasy, it's the kind of combo that instantly pulls you in. From the trailer alone, you can already feel the suspense building up, and it's the type of anime that makes your heart beat faster with every scene. I'm really curious what really happened to Nanoka and all this mystery that's been happening, and the fact that there's a touch of romance in the middle of all that danger, it just makes it even more exciting. I can already tell this will keep me on the edge of my seat. And that wraps up all of the upcoming shoujo and romance anime of 2026 that I cannot wait to watch. Which one excites you the most, and are there other titles you think deserve the spotlight? Share your picks in the comments, I would love to know. While we wait for these releases, you might enjoy this video where I reminisce about the shoujo romance that made me fall in love with the genre in the first place. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!